Try not to rustle.
No movement. Try not to rustle. No movement. Try not to rustle.
All right, everybody, what's up? Welcome to our first ever Let's Talk About It segment with North Place Youth. I'm really excited. Basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna come together. We're gonna have a conversation. We're just gonna talk about some things, some conversations, some issues that you guys, that youth today, that 6th through 12th graders today feel like the church needs to talk about. Conversations that you feel the church might have ignored, things that you feel the church has just not spoken on, things that you wish people would kind of talk about a little bit more in these kind of contexts. And we're just going to have a conversation. And so for this first one today, I want us to have a conversation on social media. What's your favorite social media thing right now? What that you use? TikTok? The gram. I was very confused.
Kind of like Snap right now.
Snap making a comeback.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
Or did it ever die?
It's like
Maybe
a
Instagram. I'm kind of tired of TikTok sometimes.
Okay. So how much time, if you had to guess, I just want to know, here we go. Everyone's like, oh God. How much time, on average, do you think you spend a day on social media at some point?
I actually limit myself to 2 hours a day.
Okay.
At school or on the weekends?
This is on your average day.
I'm gonna say about 6 hours.
It's
At
about
least,
4 or 5.
Last week, your most used app, how much time did you spend on it last week?
Okay. Mine was Snapchat and it's 13 hours and 43 minutes.
Okay.
Mine was Snapchat, it was 22 hours and 16 minutes.
A whole day, pretty much.
Mine was Snapchat and it was 15 hours and 1 minute.
She's like, you were always. Okay, well, you guys have limits because you're geniuses.
I'm Instagram 4 hours and 26 minutes.
The whole week.
Yeah.
Oh.
So good.
Yeah.
I think I fell asleep on TikTok one night, so I'm at 48 hours.
Hey.
Total screen time, 43 hours and 47.
Total
Last
screen.
week.
Okay, what about total screen time?
Where do you
Oh
see
my
that?
gosh, mine is 104.
Or let's do last week's average. What's last week's average
19 hours and 18 minutes.
for total?
Total.
4 hours
For total?
Yeah.
4 hours?
Wow.
Mine's 5 hours and
Wait,
36
you know
minutes.
That's
you
not the
have
average or
right?
the total?
Average what?
Total's on the bottom.
Oh, you want the total?
Yeah.
How do you find these?
My total was 39 hours and 13 minutes.
Okay.
Who had 104?
My average.
Oh wait,
like
no.
under the
Total
graph.
screen time was 27.
Okay, total screen is 27.
Mine's 8 hours. 50
Wait, are you looking at
No.
this one?
For the average or the total?
27.
Yeah, okay, I had 19.
Average.
Yeah. What's the total?
Oh,
This is
total
so
is
cool.
47 hours.
So YouTube was my most watched, but
Okay.
that was 16 hours, but Instagram was 11.
Okay.
And then my total was 50 hours.
50 for total.
More than
Okay.
me. Well,
Yeah.
That's okay.
I think she won.
Hold
She
on,
had
wait, Luke.
My total was 70 hours.
Okay.
oh wow.
I had a total of 30. How long do you think you could go? What if we did? Everyone put your phone just right now. Face up. So where if something happens.
Whoever
Oh,
turns
mine's on
on
Do Not
first.
Disturb.
Wow, I feel so left out.
Mine's
Only
on Do
one.
Not
I
Disturb.
don't know why I did. How long do you think you could go? Like that.
A while.
Yeah.
How-
It's a competition. Yeah.
If we're doing this, how long if you're by yourself?
Oh, absolutely not.
Could you
2
go
to 3 minutes.
2 or 3 minutes?
Wow.
Oh, I felt that.
Okay, but but even still, how long could you sit without opening up your phone to do something? Just doing that.
A little bit
If
longer.
I didn't get a notification, I'm gonna say like 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But if I did get a notification, max 3 minutes.
There is a hormone called dopamine. Dopamine is the same hormone that's released in your body when you do drugs, when people drink alcohol, when they do anything of an addictive nature. And when you get a notification, when you get a text, when you hear that ding, your body releases dopamine because you've been connected, like someone's trying to connect with you, or someone's trying to someone's trying to reach out to you, someone's trying to talk to you, and it actually psychologically becomes an addiction to that notification. What do you feel? Like, how does it make you feel? Like when you hear that
Almost
that it's
like
that
good.
addictive.
Yeah.
Like almost like good, like someone's actually wanting to talk to me, like
Right.
you know, or someone liked my picture,
Exactly.
like you
Yeah.
know,
Okay.
it's that goodness.
But like hearing like the dopamine stuff, like it kind of like puts you back.
It's
like,
Yeah.
scary.
Because you're almost addicted,
Yeah.
but like you're like, wait, is that good a thing or?
Well, like with addicted people, like you always hear like, oh, I'm not addicted. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
people who are in that act.
In denial.
Yeah, like you're always like, oh no, I'm not addicted. I can go without it. And then like you actually say or hear something like that, and you're like, oh.
Wait a minute.
It's almost a little bit eye-opening because we
Yeah.
see like how in the world did I spend that much time
Mhm.
doing this thing until you hear that there's actually parts of it that are somewhat addictive to
Yeah.
us. But I don't want to just rag on social media because there are some benefits, there are some positives to that kind of like environment, like to the technology we have available. What are some of the positives of that stuff to you, like that you see in your own life?
Just being able to like connect with people like through social media, like talk to people that
Old
I know you don't
friends.
see on like a day-to-day
Yeah.
basis.
Yeah.
Learning for me, like Instagram.
Yeah.
Like I think learning is a big part.
Okay,
I learn a lot.
so you can learn a lot on social media.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
on,
Oh yeah.
For sure.
on YouTube, you can learn so much.
Yeah.
Right?
Anything.
Yeah, literally whatever you want. You can become the world's expert
Yeah.
on anything
Mhm.
overnight just by watching things. You could also become the world's best, most seen whatever
Yeah.
overnight.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the world can watch you, like just from one viral post. It's like that.
Exactly.
Something you didn't even mean to post that would become viral.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone sees
Good
it.
or bad.
Yeah, and it's there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the pressure to see that happen?
Like there's a few kids at our school who are like TikTok famous. Like they got a following. And so like of course like there's people who are jealous of that. Like everyone wants to be seen at some point. And like with me, like I'm not allowed to have a public account. Like mine has to be private. And so there's like some like resentment there. Like I'm like, oh, well, I want to be a public account. I want to be famous. But at the same time, it's like I don't want everyone's eyes on me.
I had a friend who had to delete an account. He had like 65,000 followers, and the pressure just got too much to
Wow.
delete it.
Because so eventually the addiction doesn't just become something I do, it becomes a part of who I am.
Yeah.
And some people's entire lives could potentially be lived online, could be lived through social
Oh,
media.
for sure.
And it's funny because we like do it in the name of love connection, right? Like we have these to connect to people, but is it worth putting our entire selves into this one device? Like, is that kind of connection worth that? I don't know.
I feel like it can be damaging. Because I've seen people like, they get famous and then not even famous really, they
Sure.
just get a following and they like, it takes over everything. It's like all they think about.
Yeah. So there's a pressure to, in one moment, like it becomes from an addiction to an identity, to now something that I have to keep doing or keep being to keep this feeling that I have. Does that make sense? Like when you get that following, you have to do whatever it takes. It almost feels like you have to do whatever it takes to keep them engaged. Do you ever feel guilty for not posting in a while?
I don't know, it's weird because like you'll just be missing for a few months or like some people even go missing for a year and you're like, well, where'd they go?
Like what
Or
happened?
you like look up their account and see if they posted something and it was like a year ago and you're like, oh, nope, they're okay.
Sure.
Like, do
Yeah,
people think that
sometimes.
about me?
Yeah.
I don't post, like,
I think what she said, looking up people's accounts, can be a dangerous thing. Because
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that happens a lot. Like people will just be like, what does this person look like? Or what is this person? Or like this person added me on Snapchat. I'm gonna go look up their Instagram. Like
Yeah.
that's
Oh, yeah.
Or then it may not even be the actual person they are. They're just trying to be a person online.
Here we go.
Yes.
Here we go. Because what we do now is we create this entire world where we have this addiction. This addiction is eventually becomes the thing that we find our identity in, but the identity we create isn't even who we really are. And the people we're comparing ourselves to, the identities we think that they have created are really just things they fabricated. It's not who they really are.
Oh, yeah.
It's edits and poses.
Oh, yeah.
And so we then change who we are on social media and in our feeds to try and look like someone else who isn't really being genuine themselves. How deeply does comparison affect, how much more does comparison affect your life through social media versus in person?
Probably a lot, because like people really put everything on social media, or some people do. So like when you just like get that insight into their life, like it's so easy to compare yourself.
Well, like I feel like who really shows their emotions on social media?
Yeah.
Like true emotions.
You're never
Yeah.
like, I'm sad on social media. Like you not go on Instagram and post a picture of you crying.
Your entire generation is a generation that has, through an addiction that they didn't even really know was happening, have put their identity in this online world where followers equal deep friendships.
Yeah.
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 And my mom said something like she was looking at feeds of my friends or people that I know throughout the years, and she was like, all of their Instagrams are their faces. Like there's no other people. Like it's no other interaction. It's them.
I think it makes like a very like selfish environment, like especially like teens
Right.
today. Like I think they're
Yeah.
definitely like self-centered, and like you can not tell a lot about a person, but like some people just like are very into themselves nowadays.
Yeah. With all of that, then, what are some practical ways that you feel like you can navigate social media in a healthy way? Because there are pros, there are things that we enjoy about it that are awesome. The way we can connect, the way we can learn, the way we can look back and even sometimes even dream through social media. We can see and create hopes. And there's so many incredible things that we get to do. What are some practical ways then that we can navigate social media, that online world?
I've had a friend who, I think for most teens, we're all on TikTok quite a lot. It's become like the big thing. What he did is he just completely deleted it because he realized it's what he's doing most of the time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because your generation, I think, is finally seeing, which we're going to get back to the practical stuff in a second, but you guys are finally starting to see a little bit of what, even when I was in high school and in middle school, what we missed, which is that this incredible gift and this incredible tool could potentially be hurting us. The thing we thought was connecting us is actually kind of pulling us apart a little bit. It's kind of keeping me from actually connecting. And your generation is starting to see that, and I think starting to take some of these practical steps to find a way to say no, just say no to those kind of things. So what are some other ways?
For like a period of time, like I put screen time on my own phone. Like I put it on my phone, like set it to a certain amount so I wouldn't be on it. So,
Yeah.
I think like recognizing yourself in other people, like what you do when you post, and like you criticize yourself, like other people are doing that too. So it's like not all like don't be so hard on yourself and don't think of others as like these perfect people. Like,
Yeah.
because that's what I have to do at least.
I think limiting the amount of people and who you follow really helps a lot as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
It's people you know in real life who you've actually connected with.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
And
helps
still
a lot.
keep in touch with
Exactly.
and impact your life, definitely.
Wow.
I think another important thing sometimes too is like we scroll through social media and see damaging things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We can overthink, and it can literally make you upset. You can't go to sleep. I think you have to really practice not looking at those things.
Right.
Like if you see something that's like misleading, you have to keep going. Like
Right.
it's terrible. It'll keep you up.
Your generation has an incredible opportunity to change that narrative and to set the tone. We were given a bad break, honestly. No one knew that it could be this addictive. When it was like people just wanted to connect. They just wanted to do some, like spread some love. We didn't know that it could turn into this whole world where people don't even know how to do anything in person anymore, don't even know how to have genuine face-to-face relationships, because like it was built for moments like quarantine where it's like we can't see each other,
Right.
we can't, and like this is a way for us to connect. We didn't realize that the implications could be so damaging, and so that's the card we were dealt, but it's not the hand we have to take. It's not the one we have to play either.
Right.
We have an opportunity to do just some practical things, even some of those simple things you were saying, limiting your time, limiting the accounts you follow, limiting all of those things, finding the healthy balance, not just because remember it is an addiction, not just getting rid of it, but actually replacing it with something that's healthy. Am I replacing it with time with a real person, replacing it with time in the Word, replacing it with something that's actually going to build my soul and give me life and help me connect with other people, replacing it with healthy things, so that, and that's how you break that addiction. That's how you break that cycle. And when you begin to do that, other people are going to notice. Other people are going to see the change that's happening in your life, how much healthier you are, how much more engaged you are, how much more connected you are and present in the moment. And I think we can, as a generation, can see change not just for us and our friends, but for even, I know it sounds weird, but even your kids one day, the kind of tones and patterns you want to set for them when you build marriages, when you build friendships, and all of those things. I think you have an incredible opportunity to do that now. And so it's really, really good conversation, y'all. Thanks for coming to the first Let's Talk About It.